With a comprehensive background in he has overseen crucial enforcement activities related to drug import and export operations and preservation Telangana since assuming his role in 2022. Mr. Ramkishan has been awarded several awards and honors, and his expertise in biological standardization is set to play a vital role in shaping global guidelines and recommendations, particularly concerning specification and standardization of biological products for Indian and Southeast Asian countries. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Dr. Ramkishan, and we invite him for one stage for a lecture.
with respect to drug regulatory framework and its update and initiatives undertaken by Government of India. And I'm sorry, yesterday I could not attend due to some preoccupied meetings. I'm not that great, but yes, continuously since the last 1 week, Madam requesting me to be here, and I'm very happy to share important thoughts with respect to the World Veterinary Day. My greetings to everyone, all veterinarians, those who are putting sincere efforts with respect to promotion of global health, particularly with respect to veterinary health care, veterinary products, and including all vaccines and poultry related issues. So this is my small background and thought process, and I got an idea because why we are sitting back, थोड़ा हम बीच में आ जाओ ना तो easy रहेगा, so that presentation, madam, last bench में रहने से तो नींद आ जाता है. If you don't mind, sorry, I was also backbencher. I was also backbencher, so that no, ऐसा रहने में scattered हो गया. Sorry, you are all scientists, I understand. All scientific team members and supportive staff and all respected scientists sitting of the desk. तो आप नजदीक रहने से तो अच्छा रहेगा. Sorry. So when I saw you, because I want to take a real presentation and I don't want to hammer you at the same time orally. So is it okay, sir? Okay. So if you see the product, whatever our Indian legislation we are having, as per the 7th schedule of Indian Constitution, whatever products are being manufactured. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. So, madam, thank you very much. I am having the detailed presentation so that at least people can aware of latest principles with regard to the existing drug law and the recent amendments took place in the year 2019, 2021, 22, and 23 with respect to various provisions of Drugs and Cosmetic Act. So, as per the 7th schedule of Indian Constitution, drugs falls under the concurrent list of Indian Constitution, governed by both Government of India and respect to state licensing authority, that is state government. So, if you see the chapter 1, section 3B, clause 4, the drug means any substance, any item means formulated in the form of various dosage forms meant for diagnosis, mitigation, prevention, cure, or treatment in human beings or animal ailment, either for internal or external application, is nothing but a drug. So, the Drug and Cosmetic Act enacted in the year 1940, October 10, and rules framed in the year 1945. We call always as a Drugs and Cosmetic Act 1940, rules thereunder 1945. So this is the background. So as per the 1930 recommendation, R.N. Chopra Committee gave the recommendation with respect to the spurious drugs, adulterated drugs, misbranded drugs, and inferior quality of drugs being imported from various parts of the country and at the global level. So parliamentary standing committee gave the recommendation with regard to the formation of new legislation, that is Drugs Act came in the year 1940. Again, provisions added with regard to cosmetics. So drugs and cosmetics added into that. And after that, we got separate amendment for the veterinary application also. So during the formation of the definition for drugs, it covered both. There is no any ambiguity with regard to human application or veterinary application. So all the drugs, whatever provisions we are having, we are strictly enforcing with regard to animal safety, like patient safety. Animal safety and patient safety as per the section 3B, clause 4, section 1A and 3B covers the both definition part. Just this is for a background information I am giving, friends. And second, what are the provisions undertaken by Government of India? And I will go through one by one so that you can understand with respect to drugs, cosmetics, medical devices, diagnostics, after post-COVID complications, what were the challenges? As a regulator, what are our important initiatives? What are the important amendments took place with regard to the Indian drug legislation? So this is the presentation where it covers the overall the drug regulatory framework, overview of the drug legislation you can see, right? And these are all important things. So I would like to give the important information regarding the Drugs and Cosmetic Act and responsibilities of CLAA, Central License Approving Authority, and the SLA, State Licensing Authorities, responsibilities, and the pharmaceutical policy enacted means framed in the year 2017, draft pharmaceutical policy where it covers important activities and responsibilities, how stakeholders can take place with regard to drug manufacturers meant for both human application and veterinary application, and good pharmacy practices in hospital and clinical settings, amendments related to clinical trial schedule Y. Now it has gone because with respect to animal testing, what are the important provisions they made in the year 1988, again 1996 revised, then again 2002 revised. Now again 2009, again we got schedule Y amendment. Now schedule Y amendment is because again formulated with the new GSR 227E based on the Supreme Court directive with regard to the clinical trials and new drugs amendment published on 19th March 2019, the GSR 227E, containing 13 chapters, 12 schedules, 107 rules, NDCT rules. So everyone knows, expanded the important responsibilities of ethics committee, clinical trial oversight, post-trial access, orphan drug status, and accelerated or expedited or conditional approval with respect to the important novel molecules are concerned, those who want to go for under orphan drug status or epidemic or endemic extreme emergency conditions. So this is the thing we have just updated according to the requirement of the global community and global market with regard to meeting the ICH countries also, sir. And again, the recent initiative that I will share some of the important information and farm to vigilance and conclusion. So here, the main vision as a regulator, you are all responsible, all stakeholders are responsible. Government agencies like NAAB and from Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, from Department of Biotechnology, we are all held responsible, including the stakeholders. So with respect to our main objective to protect and promote public health and to protect and promote the veterinary health. So both are same. So there is no any ambiguity. Provisions are very, very clear, but we need to have effective enforcement as far as veterinary care is concerned. Recently, we had one meeting headed by Additional Secretary, Government of India, Ministry of Commerce in Visakhapatnam. 70% of the exports related to aquaculture, lot of this, fish products and prawns, etc. Earlier, India was heading third position. Now, India stood first position with regard to exports, covering $38 billion market. 5 years back, Thailand was the first important country and the globally recognized top player with respect to export. Now, India is taking lead. So 70% of the export being exporting from different parts of the country. And we are also sensitizing with respect to aquaculture, animal husbandry, and commissioner also involved, and overuse of the antibiotics, misusing of the antibiotics, the aquaculture, then again poultry feed. So a lot of factors involved with regard to the antibiotics permitted to use for the feed supplement, dietary supplement, and other important areas. So we are in the process of framing regulations to control and provide high quality materials with regard to the promotion of veterinary health also. So this is the update I am giving to you guys. And third, mission. What is the mission we are having with regard to regulation? Maybe for veterinary application or human application. The main mission is to safeguard and enhance the public health or veterinary health by assuring the safety, purity, identity, strength, and efficacy of all important drugs, cosmetics, and diagnostics and medical devices. So now medical devices, we are having well-defined comprehensive guidelines framed in the year 2016, draft came in the year 2017. So 2017 guidelines, which were effectively implemented from 1st January 2018. So medical devices guidelines are in place based on the global harmonization task force consisting of European Union, USA, Health Canada, and Japan. And so we are putting efforts and trying to meet all important medical devices based on the risk of the devices involved, high risk, low risk, medium risk, and less risk. So there are the class A, class B, class C, class B. Those who want to go for the devices usage with respect to veterinary application also should approach the office of DCJ if it is a novel molecule, or if it is a routine conventional molecule, then you can approach the office of respective state licensing authorities, that is government of Telangana. And there are few joint responsibilities where we are taking care with respect to the veterinary drugs with respect to Form 29 NOC, those who want to go for the testing, analysis, examination of important molecules as per the provisions of Drugs and Cosmetic Act, Rule 79, where it takes care of the Form 29 NOC, then we are going to have the joint inspection consisting of our officers, one from CDSCO, one from the State Licensing Authority. We carry out the inspection, facility inspection to verify and to see the tenets of good manufacturing practices as per the guidelines, as per the provisions of Drugs and Cosmetic Act, where you can go for the testing, analysis, examination of the respective animal veterinary products for meeting the all key quality, critical quality attributes. And again, you have to prove the validation data and make sure that the product is stable. So you have to carry out the stability testing in detail as per the relevant guidelines with regard to that molecule. And this is a mission, friend. And these are all the important offices geographically located with regard to Central Drug Standard Control Organization. हमारा केंद्रीय औषधि नियंत्रण संगठन मानक, ये भी राजभाषा के भी बहुत जरूरी है, संचालक कार्यालय हैदराबाद. And the CDSCO established in the year 1947. First office we were having in the north block of our New Delhi External Ministry, and again it was shifted in the year 1966 to in the Nirman Bhavan, Maulana Azad Medical College. So, and again 2009, the existing office is located at FDA Bhavan, in front of Mata Sundari College, and beyond Maulana Azad Medical College, New Delhi, Kotla Road, 110011. So this is the update, and one should know where the regulatory office is situated, and this is the important office. Ground floor, first floor, second floor, dealing with all the review of the medical item, medical product approval, and fourth floor, fifth floor, engage with the FSSAI, Food Safety Standard Authority of India. Food Commission sitting on the same building. So this is the background, friends. So those who want to visit Delhi, you can have a look how the regulatory people are reviewing with respect to common technical rules here with regard to the international agencies. We are also putting efforts and meeting the requirement as per the WHO expectations and global expectations. And we are also having MOU with all important international developed regulatory agencies like ECMHRA, US FDA, European countries, and PMDA Japan and CFDA Korea, friends. And this is the because history, I already told 1966, and life sciences sector, so pharmacy plays very, very important. Veterinary science also comes under the life sciences sector, and we are all responsible for the ensuring high quality products, vaccine with regard to the hospital or clinical setting. So this is the thing, and ये तो industry regulatory interface and academia ये सब कुछ जरूरत नहीं है, but just with regard to with regard to innovation, maybe veterinary product or human product. So whenever you get the idea, you have to have well-defined protocol for screening of those molecules with regard to your experimentation, in vitro studies or in vivo studies. So once the safety and efficacy is proven based on the protocol and based on the animal guidelines, international guidelines are schedule Y with regard to proving the molecule. Yes, it has been concluded that meeting the all important toxicokinetic, toxicological data, safety and efficacy and all other important factors involved as per the guidelines. But once it is proved, then you can go for the trial and then you can go for the product development. You can have the well-defined CGMP plan where you can produce the product. Then you have to go for the commercialization and that you have to go for the effective implementation. So ultimately, the product should meet all inherent characteristics embedded in the product to have the more efficacy, at the same time safer product to promote the veterinary health or veterinary state. So this is the settings. And friends, we are having lot of exports. Almost we are covering 231 countries across the globe. When India is considered a pharmacist of the world, the current size of the Indian pharmaceutical market is $52.37 billion market. Out of that, we are contributing exports around $26 billion. Things are changing and our scientists are putting efforts towards the innovation. But since last 70 years, how many new molecules we have identified? Zero, except the 2, 3. We are all number one with respect to the generic part. We always go for the more ANDA submission in the USFDA market. And USA market, as per the USFDA Code of Federal Regulations of 506 and 507B section with regard to the registration cost. So now, in the same way, we are also having more opportunities for the biosimilar products. With the support of Department of Biotechnology and CDSO, published well-defined comprehensive guidelines with regard to follow-on biologics. Similar biologics is what we call in the year 2016, madam. During my tenure, madam, and GN Singh was the Drug Control General India at the time. So based on the 2012 guidelines, we have taken all important steps with regard to meeting the ICS countries, madam, and also WHO TRS principles as per the 906 and 948 guidelines of biotherapeutic products, smaller molecules and larger molecules. So just I'm giving overall update, not stick to this thing of veterinary products, but to get an idea how the regulators are taking care, what are the updates, just I want to share with you, friends. And again, this is the current status, and Indian pharmaceutical sector is one of the important sectors identified by the government of India, and Honorable Prime Minister of India identified 25 key sectors. Out of that, pharmaceutical sector is one of the key sectors where it is considered a knowledge-based industry, and everyone is putting effort with regard to the important novel molecules meant for human and veterinary applications. We are having roughly 10,000 units, and in that we are having large scale, small scale, and medium scale enterprises with regard to various formulations and bulk drugs. And here, medicines, we are contributing approximately 15% of total healthcare spend in India. So this is the data, and 85% of the branded, the generic, and 8% only generic, and patented drugs accounting only for 7. This is just data as per the Pharmaceutical Export Promotion Council statistical data published by Ministry of Commerce and Industry. And this is the region-wise Indian pharma export. We are contributing 32%. Is it audible? And 32% we are contributing in North America, and 18% Africa, and 16%. This is the statistical data with regard to region-wise export from the Indian market with regard to various formulations. And this is the data, and we are having 4,474 units registered with the Pharmaxil, and in that 357 large scale and 1,852 small scale, merchant export 2,265, and number of units engaged in the export approximately 2,300. So this is the data one must know, and at least you can also share the important information with the global community. And here, this is also one of the important biomedical health research. Chapter 4, we have incorporated in our new drugs and clinical trials rules published on 19th March 2019 as per the GSR 227E. And earlier there was no any regulation front. Now there is a separate well-defined chapter, chapter 4, where it deals with the biomedical health research. Biomedical health research means what? Biomedical health research means research including studies on basic, applied and operational research or clinical research designed primarily to increase scientific knowledge about the diseases and conditions, physical or socio-behavioral, their detection and cause, and evolving strategies for health promotion, prevention, or amelioration of disease and rehabilitation, but does not include clinical trials as defined in the clause number J of NDCT rules of chapter 4 that was effectively implemented from 19th September 2019. But rules came on 19th March 2019, effectively implemented for the drug. But with respect to this, because BHR is dealt by Indian Council of Medical Research. ICMR is taking care. They are also having well-defined guidance documents and also ethical guidance, ethical principles with respect to protection, well-being and rights of the subject involved in various clinical trial research, clinical trial activities. So this is also one of the updates I want to share with you. And BHR to be conducted in accordance with the National Ethical Guidelines for the Biomedical and Health Research involving human participants, published by Indian Council of Medical Research. And Ethics Committee for Biomedical Health Research is required to be researched with DHR, that is Departmental Health Research, headed by Indian Council of Medical Research, Secretary, ICMR DG, that is nothing but Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. We all comes under the same ministry. Here deals with the non-regulatory studies. The DHR, whatever research is taken care by the scientists, it is going to be controlled by Indian Council of Medical Research. If it is a non-regulatory purpose, means they have to obtain the relevant ethics committee permission, they can carry out, they can go for the publication purpose. So this is the update, like academic trial. If it is a non-regulatory trial, then they need not to approach CDSQ. If it is for the only academic purpose, why they need to approach? So that confusion was weed out, and we have given the information explicitly with regard to the academic trial, biomedical health research, and post-trial access, and important definitions of Rule 2W, where it deals with the definition of new drug, and also Rule 2S, where it gives the information pertaining to investigation new drug. So this is the market. Organization structure. So one must know, because you are all from the veterinary science. Constitution कितना लोग पढ़ेंगे? Can you raise your hand? क्या जरूरत है Constitution पढ़े? चलिए ఎవరన్నా Constitution of India? किसी को पता नहीं. So one must go through the Indian Constitution. अभी तो amendment करेगा हमारा honorable PM साहब. Constitution of India. Very good, sir. Very good. Thank you. So here, based on the federal nature of Indian Constitution, areas of operation have been divided into central government and state government. Sir. Everyone knows, madam. So here, 7th schedule of Indian Constitution describes 3 important categories, namely, one is union list, state list, and concurrent list. So in that, some items like public health, hospitals, sanitation, etc. falls in the state list. अब स्टेट वाला बोल रहे हैं हम लाइसेंस लेकर राम जी आप क्या करते हैं? CDSU आप तो only policy maker है. Your main job is to take care of the new direction, clinical permission, or ethics committee permission, or you can go for the import export monitoring at the airport and seaport. हम लाइसेंस दे रहे हैं. We are dealing with the public. This is also a challenge. So shortly after this session, our respected Pradhan Mantri is going to take lot of amendments. Completely change हो जाएगा. Now things are going in different way. 100% transparency and accountability. No malpractices. 85% of the digitalization completed. Everything is we are doing through online. No stakeholder should approach the office of CDHO regulatory department. So things are changing with limited manpower, putting effort. That has been taken a positive way, my dear sir. We are all with you. So one has to change the mindset of according to the requirement. We should not think negative way and olden days gone. Now we are all going to be in a different era and things are going to be changed. Let us hope for the positive and positive will come definitely. So this is a thing and important. The items having wider ramification at the federal level like family welfare, population control, medical education, prevention of food adulteration, quality control of drugs and standardization, including the manufacturing operations and controls have been included in the concurrent list of. Therefore, it is governed by both Government of India and state government. And there are two joint responsibilities that I will share with you. And again, evaluation of Indian drug legislation, I already told. Main preamble of Indian drug legislation is to regulate the manufacturing activities, sale, distribution, and import of drugs. Here missing one is export. That word we are adding into our proposed bill. New drugs, medical devices, cosmetic bill 2023 draft has been circulated to all the stakeholders for seeking public comment. Now after election, we are going to put in parliament, we are going to have the new bill where it covers research and development, export word, and whatever ambiguities we are having with regard to the global regulatory agencies, whatever principles they have incorporated. So we have covered and incorporated all the important points in explicit manner with regard to proposed bill, Drugs, Cosmetic, Medical Devices Act 2024. So let us hope for the best. And the main objective is we have to take care and ensure the products, whatever products are being manufactured and controlled according to GMP standards approved by FDA, it should meet all important safety efficacy parameters in order to elicit desired pharmacological effect as per the section 3B of Drugs and Cosmetic Act. And basic philosophy here, not only regulators, even government agencies and manufacturers also equally responsible to ensure and monitor the important movement of medical products. So this is the last point. And main principle, the principle involved in the Drugs and Cosmetic Act is whatever activities are being made and whatever activities being undertaken, the licensing authority under which all the activities involved, starting from receipt of raw material, then manufacturing operations control, then development of the product, step by step, then quality control, and detailed microbiology sterility beat in case of sterile products. Then once the product is meeting all quality control standards, then we are going to keep in the bonded storage area. Then as per the demand, then it should be released into the market and proper distribution supply chain with regard to drugs and cosmetic products are concerned. Here, the drug regulatory system in India, why we are having more power, why regulators are empowered as per the section 21 of Drugs and Cosmetic Act. So drugs are very, very important. Not other drugs. Drugs means I already told the definition friends. Drug is in under the concurrent list of Indian Constitution. It is governed by both Government of India and state governments under the provisions of Drugs and Cosmetic Act 1940, rules made in the year 1945. So this is the important umbrella of Indian drug regulatory system, government agencies, how many apex bodies, how many ministries are involved with regard to various approvals, biotech products, RDNA products, vaccine, immunobiological, cell therapy, gene therapy, tissue engineering products, blood products, and blood establishment, even blood centers, large value parental, vaccine, sera, allopathy formulation, cosmetic products, medical devices, diagnosis, सबका पूरा ये. This is one of the important diagrammatic representation we made. So we falls under the DGHS, Directorate General of Health Services. CDHO is a small section where we are taking care of all approval of drugs as per the provisions of Drugs and Cosmetic Act. So, and I will go through the important apex bodies. Serial number regulatory apex body and its function. I will give this presentation to everyone. Please have thorough command so that now you will feel the Indian law, how we are effectively taking and putting efforts with regard to good practices, enforcement practices, putting into different states and how the law made and what are the standards we are implementing with regard to all important veterinary and human products. So there are all the three friends. Again, what are the main responsibilities of Central Drug Standard Control Organization? So the main responsibility is approval of new drugs and clinical trials, I already told, and import registration and licensing. Import export of drugs dealt by only CDSCO, not by the state government officers. And third, there are few responsibilities, joint responsibilities like large volume parental, vaccines and sera, recombinant products, and earlier some medical devices. Now we are having a separate set of medical devices. So all these things and public testing laboratories we are controlling by both Government of India and the respective state licensing authorities. Again, the amendments related to Drugs and Cosmetic Act is empowered by Drugs Control General India and banning of drugs and cosmetics as per the section 26H of Drugs and Cosmetic Act. Drugs Control General India Central Licensing Authority is empowered to ban based on the risk and based on the adverse reactions, if any. Then based on the committee recommendation, we are taking lead with regard to banning of drugs in the interest of public to safeguard their health in good way. Again, the grant of test license, CT 10, CT 12, CT 15, CT 23, CT 20, all these are as per the NDCT rules and including Form 12 to Form 11. And in case of small quantities, if anyone wants to go for import of drugs in small quantities as per the doctor prescription for the personal usage, we are also having that licensing power. So in Telangana, our licensing authority is our airport officer and zonal. I am looking after both Andhra and Telangana. If anyone is interested, so you can approach our office and you can have the import of drugs in small quantities if it is not available for important treatment as per the doctor prescription. This just update I am giving to the extent. Again, testing of new drugs. So they are all important responsibilities of Central Drug Standard Control Organization and functions of state licensing authority. So they are all having the licensing of manufacturing site of drugs, bulk drugs, and all important series formulations. So now, as per the perpetual licensing system 1327 published in the year 2017, we are also jointly carrying out for the inspections with regard to fresh licenses either in Form 25 or Form 28 as per the provisions of Drugs and Cosmetic Act for operation of different pharmaceutical finished formulation including bulk drugs. Again, licensing of establishment for sale and distribution, retail sale, wholesale, Form 20B, Form 21B, Form 20BB, Form 21B, all these licenses are issued by state licensing authorities. Again, approval of public testing laboratory Form 37. So that is due from our side and shortly you are going to get the approval and we are going to give it to our NIB, madam is here and next month we'll finish friends. Monitoring of drugs, cosmetics marketed in the country, that also control pharmacovigilance and the recall of substandard drugs, if any, so effectively monitored by the state licensing authorities. So these are all things. So drugs, I already told, and they are all responsible for the whole of India, and we are taking care of all important things. So ultimate objective as a regulator is to ensure quality, safety, purity, efficacy of drugs, biological products. In this, including all vaccines meant for human application and veterinary application and veterinary drugs. All important molecules incorporated in our drug act and we are taking care with regard to cosmetics. Cosmetics also new amendment came in the year 2021. So those who want to go for important entrepreneurship with regard to the development of cosmetics. Now Western culture we are having. Everyone, all youngsters they are using cosmetics now. We don't want to see the substandard or inferior quality cosmetic, maybe lipstick, maybe hand cream, maybe hand lotion, maybe hair dye, or maybe nail lacquer or kajal, whatever it may be. We have to do and make sure that meeting all the important standards as per the Bureau of Indian Standards and Schedule Q with regard to the provisions as far as safety is concerned. Because any item meant for attraction, beautification, altering skin, For promotion purpose, we should not neglect. So cosmetic products also equally important for women or male people with regard to various intended applications as per their routine applications or routine use trend. Only Ayurveda we are not dealing, sir. Ayurvedic products we are referring to Ayurveda Ayush Ministry, Department of Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Siddha, Homeopathy. But yes, now they are having separate ministry, doctor. Earlier, because Ayush products comes under our health ministry. Now, 2 years back, the Modi Sahab has, Honorable PM Sahab has separate independent ministry. It deals with all traditional medical products. So traditional medicines, Ayurveda research, Ayush ministry, sir. So earlier it was under our ministry. Now it is independent, and Ayurvedic officers, Ayurvedic inspectors having bachelor degree in Ayurveda, they are having the empowerment to do the inspection. But the old drug act deals with the Ayurvedic products also. When the ministry is independent, but with respect to import export, we are monitoring. We are assisting them. We are also assisting them to get certificate of pharmaceutical product, those who want to go for the export purpose as per the requirement of Schedule T of our Drug and Cosmetic Act and as per the WHO ERS guidelines 966 with regard to the Ayurvedic product, herbal product. So it depends upon the requirements of the importing country. We are putting our efforts to facilitate the Ayush Ministry and the Department of Ayurveda officers along with our CDHO for promotion point of view for export only. Not we are doing independent audit where they are having a well-defined setup with regard to carrying out inspections. Dr. Katoj is taking care of. And so these are all things I already told. So what are the important activities acted because controlled by the Act? Manufacturing activities, distribution, import and sale, all these are under control of Act. And there are some rules framed, clinical trials, new drugs, exports, they are all controlling under the drugs and cosmetic rules. So Act and rules. Now all 1947 we are having several amendments. So that is the reason why the Government of India, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, 3 years back constituted a committee with regard to revamping our existing Indian drug legislation, that is drugs and cosmetic acts. And here, drugs regulated under the Act, allopathy, Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani, and homeopathy. Clear-cut provisions. And with regard to export, we are also taking care of elemental analysis. Heavy metals residues, if any, cadmium, lead, and other important contents, because as per the specification, we are putting effort, but not that effectively we are controlling. Now, Ayush Ministry is taking care with regard to regulation of those things. So this is the administration of the accident and advisory. We are having drugs technical advisory board and drugs consultative committee with regard to drugs consultative committee consisting of all drug regulators headed by different state governments, and they give the important recommendation to take into the consideration before the drugs technical advisory board as per amendments are concerned. And regulatory licensing authority, controlling authority, drug enforcement. So we are all here under that regulatory framework. And the laboratories also, we are having well-defined labs. And Apex Laboratory is situated in the Kolkata, that is CDL, Central Drug Laboratory. In case of veterinary vaccine, we are referring to IVRI, Indian Veterinary Research, that is declared as Apex Central Drug Laboratory, Ijat Nagar, with regard to the human vaccine, veterinary vaccines are concerned. With regard to human vaccine, we are referring to CDL Kasauli, Central Drug Laboratory Kasauli, where they are taking care of the all lot release, protocol review, and batch to batch this thing review with regard to the release pattern is concerned as per the WHO checklist. So we are also closely interacting and monitoring with regard to the supply chain of the important molecules. With regard to important biological products, biosimilar products, diagnostics, few diagnostics, we are referring to National Institute of Biological, the NIB. An important pharmacopoeial standards and important new drugs, first time in the country, bulk drugs, we are referring to IPC, Indian Pharmacopoeia Laboratory, Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission, that is at Ghaziabad. and all the important, as per the notification of Government of India, they are acting because all public testing laboratory reports issued by the government analyst, as per the section 20 of drugs and cosmetics. As per the section 21, all drug inspectors are recruited under the law. So these are all the important chapters of the drugs and cosmetic actions. Chapter 1 deals with the general definition. Chapter 2 deals with the statutory committees, that is Drugs Technical Advisory Board, Drugs Consultative Committee, and all laboratories. Chapter 3 taking care of the import of drugs and cosmetics. Chapter 4 dealing with the manufacture, sale, distribution of drugs. Chapter 4A taking care of Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani drugs, that's all. And Chapter 5 miscellaneous and powers to give directions and special court offences by various government departments, etc. So these are all things. So, and again, the Schedule M, I want to give, this is update recently published on 27th December 2023. The old Schedule M 2001, we have issued the GSR notification effectively implemented on 10th December 2005. 2005 to 2018, we were having the thorough command on the old principles. In the year 2018, again the revised schedule revised as per the current requirements and global demand to meet all important technical reports with these guidelines of WHO Geneva. Again, that revised schedule now it is in force. We are sensitizing all stakeholders with regard to the production of veterinary drugs or veterinary vaccines. We are implementing that. So one should know, please go through that. And if any ambiguity, please let me know. I can give some clarification. And we also need some important input so that we can forward to ministry for new law, where we are going to get shortly after 6 months or 1 year. So this is the thing. And main, what are the important objectives of GMP? GMP deals with good manufacturing practices. So whatever products are being manufactured, it should meet and manufactured under the controlled environment. Where controlled environment, good environment means what? There are two sources of contamination for degradation of product. One is water, second one is air, and third one is personal contamination. So these are the three major sources. Keeping in the context and interest of the public, Government of India made the regulation with regard to Schedule M, important provisions made under the Act, where it deals with good manufacturing practices for the building, premises, civil structure, step by step, and all production operations and control, again equipment and cleaning validation, again the well-defined quality control and quality assurance setup within the facility to meet step by step, including all documentation, stability, and validation activities to meet all intrinsic and extrinsic factors involved to ensure the quality movement of medical product to elicit desired clinical response for treatment of any disease. So these are all the things. First is to avoid contamination. Second one is to avoid cross-contamination. Third one is to avoid mix-ups. These are the important objectives of good manufacturing practices Schedule M. तो ये responsibilities हो गया, सब हो गया. Objectives, objectives of ये सब I don't want to take care because no आपको ये हो जाएगा. Only 1 hour madam has given the time, so 55 minutes completed. So I don't want to hammer, so that at least we can have some question answer session and people should not feel bored, right? So there are all the phases of clinical trials, everyone knows. Evaluation of city clinical trial regulation, तो ये सब आपको हम कंसर्न ये वो सब कोई जरूरत नहीं है. सब अमेंडमेंट, न्यू ड्रग्स, क्लिनिकल ट्रायल रूल्स, डेफिनेशन, ये बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है मैडम. आपको हम आ गए ऑर्फन ड्रग, फर्स्ट टाइम we have incorporated in our Indian law, right? Amendments. Orphan drug, a drug intended to treat a condition which affects less than 5 lakh persons in 5 lakh population in our country is considered to be orphan drug. So for that, those who want to develop the molecule under that category, we are not charging any fees. We are not taking any payment, right, to conduct clinical trial for human beings. But provision for accelerated and expedited approval process, 90 days is the timeline. we are putting effort. So we are also having a targeted prescribed timelines with regard to the approval process. Earlier, there was no any timelines. Biomedical health research covered. Ethics committee. Ethics committee also you have to take it because you are also having a well-defined animal ethics committee and animal house here, and you are taking care of the CPCA committee for the purpose of control and supervision on experimental animals with regard to various in vitro testing, etc. at our NIAB. So one has to take care and how we are. Sorry, ethics committee reach those who want to go for the regulated trial, then it is mandatory requirement with the CDSCO. Registration with CDSCO is mandatory. Earlier we were having approval for 3 years. Now we have amended and giving approval and registration certificate validity up to 5 years with regard to ethics committee. Members must be trained, and we have added first time ethics committee members may basic scientist, medical person, one physician, one layman, one lawyer, one important women representative. We have added because women are more important because of Honorable Prime Minister of India, Nari Shakti Abhiyan. शक्ति पूरा माता जी से आता है. So everyone should respect, and we are all working for that. So we respect in our Indian this thing. हमारा धर्म न्याय के हिसाब से Indian culture में we respect women more in our country, and we are following that. So I only made a request that women are more because we are having 142 crores 78 lakhs 25,131 population as in yesterday midnight. I don't know what is the now current population, right? So these are all the statistics one must know, and we have to thorough with the statistical information with regard to population kinetic. So by 2030, India is going to take lead with respect to young talent mind. You're all going to have bright future. And we can command by 2040, 2047, 2047 May, India is going to be the one of the top country with regard to global market. So because of your efforts, and you are all scientists, and definitely veterinary products also playing very, very important role in clinical setting. So a lot of future human vaccines, veterinary products, novel vaccines also required with regard to bacterial vaccine or viral vaccine or combination vaccine or adjuvant vaccine with regard to various diseases, and people are putting effort. We are all here to support from the regulatory point of view. And we are also, we are all about the medical devices, academic, clinical, as I already told, and international cooperation. So government of India also having MOU and memorandum of understanding signature agreement with the UK MHRA, US FDA, PMD Japan, and Russia, Sweden, Brazil, Envisa. So with regard to mutual recognition and cooperation, so we are in the process of becoming the PICS approval also. So every 3 years, every 2 years, we are also assessed by the WHO Geneva with regard to national regulatory functionality with regard to the human vaccine. So 63% of the human vaccines we are supplying to UNICEF. So that is one of the important prerequisite condition WHO made, and WHO along with few developed countries regulatory experts are visiting CDHO. They are doing assessment for 1 week and having global software GBT, global benchmarking tool software they are having, consisting of questionnaire, 288 important points, sub indicators, and 63 indicators, and 9 major functions where it deals with the marketing authorization and registration, national health policy, third, clinical trial oversight, fourth, laboratory access and control, fifth, lot release, and sixth, pharmacovigilance, seventh, laboratory, seventh, licensing premises, eighth, market surveillance and control, and ninth, regulatory inspection. So these are all the important checkpoints they have kept, and we are taking lead with regard to assessment for various biological products, including special focus on the vaccine. So here, so ultimately we have to work for the country And this is the WHO NRA assessment. And sorry. So this credit goes to my boss, Drugs Control General India, Dr. Rajeev Singh Raghuvamshi ji. So he's a pure technocrat. We are all working under his able leadership and trying to extend best practices for ensuring the human safety and patient safety, for ensuring all quality movement of medical products. And so this is the WHO NRA assessment 2017 team. I was heading the biological products, all important veterinary vaccines and human vaccines. We got 100 by 100 score, except 2-3 indicators we got. So putting efforts with limited manpower, that much I can say. So our mind setup is also changing. We are also updating current science. We are also trying to extend important regulatory science under the capacity building with regard to WHO expectation. In the year 2014, the resolution number 67.20 indicates capacity building. So one has to enhance the skills and knowledge and update the current science, putting efforts through various training programs. And this is the photograph, DG Saab, all Secretary Health, and Panda Saab, and Dr. GN Singh, and Jan Secretary, all the assessors with regard to the WHO team. And so life is like a game, juggling some 5 balls in the air. They are like work, family, health, friends, and spirit. You will soon understand that work is like a rubber ball. If you drop it, it will bounce back. But the other 4 balls like family, health, friends, and spirit are made up of glass. If you drop one of these, it will be irrevocably scuffed, damaged, marked, or even shattered. They will never be the same. You must understand that, friends. Try for it, work efficiently during office hours, and leave on time. Give the required time to your family, friends, and have proper rest. And value as a value only if its value is valued. Therefore, scientists like you and regulator like me, there is no any time. So this is the dynamism where we can have the management as a profession. So we are all working like a managerial position. Maybe in government, very few people under the dynamic supervision of our respected Dr. तारू शर्मा मैडम के आशीर्वाद से आप लोग अच्छा काम करो. You are all blessed. God has given good brain, and women are having the 1300 grams weight, and men are having 1200 grams weight. So they are having extra 100 grams weight. So they are all blessed. इसीलिए हम नारी शक्ति अभियान. Please go through the anatomy so that you can be really you can enjoy, and you are all blessed. So after crossing 40, 50, थोड़ा because of hormonal imbalance कभी-कभी गुस्सा आता है किसी को भी. You have to have the adjustment, and with the combination we can do wonders. So go through the management, you'll really enjoy with regard to the public safety or veterinary safety or moving of important products in global community. With the experience I am sharing, I am not joking. I am also from a small village, and हम 10 किलोमीटर चल के पढ़ाई किया. God has given this position. Out of 142 crores, only 200 people are representing. Out of that, only 20 deputy directors are working. So I am so kind and blessed. It is up to you how passionate you are going to keep, how proactively you are going to take lead with respect to robustness. And even monkey also require good chocolate. Being an animal doesn't require any nutrition chocolate. हमको तो 1984 में छोटा चॉकलेट मिलने के लिए हम घूमते थे उधर गांव में, रोते थे हम. भगवान देखो, animals also change the mindset of require good quality dairy milk. And tota, parrot also enjoying natural thadi in Telangana, right? This is from my home. So it is a pure sterile liquid, right? So God is so kind. Nature created in that way. So we have to respect Almighty, those who want to believe. Some may be believing, some may not be, but I am not commenting on that. That is different story. But things are changing, friends. So thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to share some of my thoughts. I am extremely sorry again. My greetings to all scientists on behalf of World Veterinary Day, 27th April. of each year. They're conducting and organizing. And next year we'll have a beautiful. Okay, last Saturday. Okay. Okay, madam. So thank you. The last Saturday of every and the last Saturday of April of every year, we are celebrating. So next year, if God given opportunity, I'll come from Delhi. We'll have a beautiful symposium because 2 months back, January में हम उड़ीसा में पटनायक साहब का आशीर्वाद से एक अच्छा हम symposium किया. We will also organize and will involve all important people and all scientific fraternity. And again, on behalf of the Indian Pharmaceutical Council, because recently all council members nominated me as a organizing secretary. So, madam, आपको भी एक हम invitation दे देंगे. 5th, 6th, 7th July 2024, we are organizing a 73rd Indian Pharmaceutical Congress, meeting all world scientific people. Hyderabad, at High-Tech Hyderabad, madam. Partha Saravidreddy, Hydro Chairman, Rajya Sabha MP is the president, and they have nominated me as the organizing secretary, big responsibility, and the LOC chairman is Dr. Jaskiri. So we are going to have a lot of 20,000 delegates, madam. So very near to our NAB. And at least I would like to request 2-3 people to involve. I will recommend their names to nominate and keep in the important scientific program, so that at least they can have ideas and they can develop the network. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best. Any doubts, please let me know. Thank you. Yeah. Started हम करेंगे next month में पूरा करेंगे. We finish and we are with you. I keep high regard to madam and other madam are all working, so I am also equally responsible. Maybe it was delayed, but we are going to operate for one day. Yes, sir. Thank you very much for sharing details. Overview of the how the system works, regulatory for the grant solutions and other responsibilities. So, despite all this detail, system is in place, and people and system related to working towards providing better service. We are looking at a lot of serious drugs in the market, including not only drugs, but then food products, related chemicals. So, I think what where we are the implementation process. Michigan, sixth, data integrity issues. 7, limited manpower.
Yes, I respect most to Tara madam. Number 34.
how and doing it in a system mode because someone was asking so No, that's a slight of time zone. That's the only kind of thing, but anyway, I just don't.
Madam, thank you.
Maggie, sorry.
Now,
Screen sharing.